With so many developers using ORMs, they've got to be good, right? No. And actually they have so many flaws, I'd argue they shouldn't even exist. Behind me are a list of pros that the evangelists preach. I've also added some non-fictional cons for balance. Let's see if any of these stand up to scrutiny. Okay, first off, easy migration. This is an utter fallacy. Not a single enterprise-scale business has ever said that their database was easy to migrate because of an ORM. And if you look at some of the ORM documentation, they have SQL-specific things in it like onConflict, which can't be used in Oracle. So how is that portable if you use it? It isn't. If we look at Prisma, one of its big selling points is it makes migration easy. But if you look at its forums, it's not quite true because people are complaining left, right and centre that all Prisma wants to do is reset their database. In fact, their own documentation suggests you should do this when migrating. May just be me, but last time I migrated a database, we had to actually make sure that data ended up in the final database. So this one just simply doesn't hold up, and we're going to scribble it out. The next one, faster development. This, again, just isn't true. If you look at the number of lines of code you're going to need to put out to actually get an ORM to link into your database, it's a substantial amount. You have to do a ton of mapping as well. You basically have to recreate your database schema in the app code. That's not fast. To even test this, I actually wrote a database abstraction. It took me about 12 hours for the abstraction, but after that, I can wire in SQL queries in less than 2 minutes. In an ORM, that's like 40 or 50 lines of code. How can that be called fast? So again, this one just doesn't hold water and we're crossing it out. Databases can't scale. This one is partially true, but it's also a self-fulfilling prophecy. Most databases will scale to thousands of users without a problem. But when you start using ORMs, they have a big issue, and that is they write the SQL for you. If they write SQL with a bad plan, it's going to run on the database, and guess what? It's going to slow the database down. Now, there are limits to database scaling, which is why it's partially true. And in fairness, the technologies have improved. We now have both Oracle RAC and SQL Hyperscale. But even these aren't a full solution. If you've ever had to deal with buffer busy acquire waits, then you'll know that the interconnect itself between these databases causes its own problems. But the ORM simply isn't an answer for this. It just makes the situation worse. There are many ways we can actually scale a database by splitting it into multiple, or doing some really clever stuff with read replication. And yes, we've got to think about doing this thing, but that's why we're here. We're engineers that have to solve these problems. Now, cheaper CPU, I kind of fit with the other one, i.e. databases can't scale. And that is because it's a myth. You might be writing all of your ORM code in your app layer, but that just generates a query which gets sent to the database server, which then runs it and sends you the results back. Your database is still doing all the work. You haven't saved any scaling. And your CPU, you're still running the expensive CPU, only you now have a load of servers on top. How does that make sense? The next one is probably your best argument. Developers don't need to learn SQL. And that is true to start using ORMs. But if you've ever had to deal with an ORM screwing up your query, you'll know that you need someone with SQL experience to tell you why the hell it's fucked. So it just doesn't work. And just to play devil's advocate, SQL is a damn sight easier to learn than ORM specific language because it's English. Select these fields from this table where this criteria is true. It really is straightforward to write simple SQL, which is all the ORMs do anyway. And I've actually had some good experience here. I actually went into a company and I banned the use of ORMs unless it used straight SQL queries because we had so many issues in production with performance that we simply couldn't fix without replacing the code with straight SQL. It was so bad, and that was back in the day Microsoft's flagship product, Entity Framework. I think they've renamed it now to something else, but it was bad. It actually took one table and joined it to a different table 6 different times for no apparent reason. That was a fairly expensive query that brought the database to its knees. The next one, injection proof. The whole point in ORM is it lets you inject parameters without adding SQL injection. Although this hasn't gone to plan. Django's had 2 major incidents, I think, and several other of the ORMs have had several bugs that allowed SQL to be injected straight into the query language, which bypasses all the security. So you'll see there that practically every pro on that slide has now been eradicated. They just aren't true. Now let's go over and cover some of the cons. Bad SQL. They write code for you, and 9 times out of 10 it might be good code. Or, sorry, I'll rephrase. It might be passable code. That one time it writes a terrible query, it's just awful. The big problem is sometimes you don't know at the time of writing it's going to generate a bad query. It could be months later that the query suddenly goes bad. And that's because it looks at the data in the database, and if there's a big skew in the data, it will change the plan to what it thinks is a new best plan. The database does this too, but it has heuristics and all the latest data to do that on. ORMs don't. And in the database, if you have a problem, you can just go in and set a specific plan as good, and it'll keep running that one. ORMs are also sometimes inefficient. They're not very good at doing bulk uploads. For instance, if you've got 1,000 records you want to stick in your database, it can do those with 1,000 round trips. That's slow as hell. Think of all the network traffic. And actually that's making your database do more work again, which puts more emphasis on the fact that if your database truly can't scale, ORMs are just going to make it worse, not better. And the last argument is data does not equal classes. Sometimes when we deal with data, we're dealing with a complex set of data, which you can't represent in an object. And that's why I just don't see the value in trying to map all this data to specific classes. Sometimes you're far better just getting a list of tuples and processing them. Well, that has really been my slating of ORMs. If you disagree with me, then take to the comments and I'd be glad to debate it with you. In my next video, I will be teaching you how to write proper SQL. And for the basic stuff, it's dead easy. You can pick it up in no time. If you are interested in kicking the ORM and learning SQL, then my video will be top left as soon as it's available. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.